and we're talking about relationships. And I need to turn my damn phone on. We're talking about relationships
Getting calls on the show.
Yeah, and the marriage contract. So what I just asked Melanie was it the same in lesbian relationships as it is in heterosexual relationships, where in her dynamic, she's the aggressive, right? But if you wasn't looking at me like that, I wouldn't be scared that I'm not saying it right.
Oh, no, yes, I am.
Okay.
How am I looking? Okay.
Because she's the aggressive, does she take on more of the characteristics of what the man would be in a heterosexual relationship, and does that irritate the hell out of her partner?
I hope not, but perhaps. That's interesting that you should say that, because times have changed. The terminology has changed, which causes, I think, and so that means people have changed. You know what I mean? I can only speak from my personal experience. I can only speak from, things that I've seen my other friends who are now, my age and what we've gone through over the years. Mm-hmm. So I do think that there is some of the same things that you still have to deal with some of those same things, because, she, the more feminine one probably still has that same idea about marriage, okay. Especially now that they've legalized it in so many places, so it's like, yeah, I want to get married and, still want to have that dress and that whole, and they're not thinking about it the way it really originally was.
Okay, but so because the less feminine person in the relationship, are you saying that person or you don't think the same way about it?
No, I think that sometimes you think the same way about it too.
Okay.
Because, I'm still a woman.
Right.
And I haven't dated only women. You know, when I was younger, I dated men too. And then, growing up in the household that I grew up in, I was taught to want to get married to a man.
Right.
And so I can remember going and looking at wedding books and, okay.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
I never did that, and I'm not gay.
No, when I was younger, because I was trying to quote unquote be straight. I really was. I was doing the whole nine of trying to be straight. So if I dated a guy and I would say to myself, oh, okay, well, I want to get married, because that was what it was. The push was to get married. You know what I'm saying? The push was to get married so that I could have grandkids and let my mom, have kids, and my mom would have grandkids. That was still the push. That was me just trying to please her, though. It wasn't necessarily, and what I was taught. I was taught that God would honor that and this, that, and the third, this marriage. And all of that, just a bunch of foolishness.
So you still feel that way about marriage with your partner now?
Well, I would tell you now, no. The way I feel about marriage is, I think that because of the fact that there are so many things that we still don't have the right of, marriage would be a good thing because it would give us that right.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
So it would be a business situation.
It would be a business situation.
Which is what we talked about before.
First,
it
before
being
anything.
a contract. That's why my parents got married.
Yeah.
My mother never wanted to get married because my mother saw all of her sisters' relationships turn out not good. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of got left with all the kids by themselves. Mm-hmm. And she never thought that being married was like a thing that you had to do. My father had to convince my mother. My parents didn't get married till I was 11 years old.
Okay. Wow.
And that was because my mother was like, nah, because that's going to mess up everything.
Yeah.
So I don't come from, that's why I say, even in being straight, I don't come from a world where, for me, where I've never looked at a wedding book in my life.
Yeah, well, you didn't grow up like I did.
Well, no, I know, but I know people who didn't grow up like you did either, but that's part of being a young woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you're dating somebody, I told you before, I was 36 before it dawned on me that my dumb ass wasn't married. Yeah. And that, I really didn't have any prospects because I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I had my son, his father and I didn't work out, and so it just never dawned on me that marriage was something that I had to do because my parents weren't married when I was born.
Right.
So I wasn't born into that. I never thought about myself as being a bastard, another that, it was like, and then so it tripped me out when people say, so where's your husband? And I would say I have a kid, and they would say, oh, so where's your husband? I was like,
that's so
what the hell that got to do with it? I got a kid, but I understand as I got older, I understood was because that's what most people were doing.
Yeah, that's what society tells you is correct.
That's what society tells you to do. But
the right way to do it.
The right way to do it is that way. But I think that in today's society, like you said, it is a business arrangement. People don't like to call it that, but because they're not really looking at who they're marrying. Which brings me to what I want to talk about today. We were talking about the guest that we had on, Jermaine. This person's calling me over and over again. The guest we had on, Jermaine, and him saying it was a contract and it was a business contract, and him saying, when we, deal with our wives, or you have to deal with. But you know what? And ladies, the deal is this. That's how they feel.
Yeah.
So you have a choice.
Yeah.
You can be insulted by it, or you can try to understand it. And the way that it's been, I wish I had one of them on the show today.
Yeah.
The way that it's been, but we will have somebody back to talk about that. The way that it was explained to me is, it's not that they don't love you. It's just that it's not their natural inclination to want to be up underneath you and in your face all the time.
Right. And that's most men, I think.
No, I think it's most men too. I think that the ones who say it's okay and the ones who do it are doing it because they don't want you to henpeck them to death.
Right.
And they don't want to not get no nookie.
Right.
So because a lot of y'all like holding coochie hostage when you mad with them.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. That's so whack. I mean, because the thing is this, that trust and believe, all that's doing is making him mad at you, and this is the other thing. Well, what I want to talk about is what they think, how they think differently than us. You ever wonder why?
Check it.
When he gets really mad at you and you feel like you almost at that point where you could say, go to hell, and everybody go in their own direction, why it seems like he don't care about you at all, and you start saying to yourself, who is this nitwit? Like, what happened to my man or what happened to my husband? It's because when they get angry, they have a mechanism that almost makes it like
turns off all the emotion.
Like they don't know you, like they don't care to know you, like they don't give a damn. Now they may still hold up with some of them bargains and things they're supposed to do, especially if y'all have kids. But if y'all don't have kids and you ever wonder, how could he just leave me like that? How could he just take up with somebody new like that? Because he done emotionally and cellularly forgot about your ass.
Cellularly.
You are a non-issue. Okay? You have become, and then you don't understand because you are emotionally attached. I just love you. Him ain't there no more. He's not thinking about it like that. And it's not because he's a bad dude. It's not because he's a cruddy dude. It's how they are made. Again, they are not women with penises. You cannot make them think like, feel like, believe like you because they just not made like you.
And you don't really want them to. Y'all just be two mushies up in the house together. Okay,
but you know what? They say that we know literally that we don't want them to, but we behave literally like we want them to. So we cause fights and arguments and do all these different things because we want them to understand us, but then we don't want them walking around acting like girls.
Right.
So you
can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to figure out what you want, and how you want it.
You do.
And what works best
for you. And what works best for you. I want to figure, where did I write this? Okay. You got to figure out what works best for you. So I want to talk about their nature. Their nature is they could have 50 women.
Yeah.
And this is what a guy told me.
Whoa. I know some lesbians like that.
Right. Well, then that's that mindset.
It's the mindset.
That's that mindset.
Which is why it's. I've heard some lesbian women say, I got to deal with it when I get in the house.
Right, because that's how they feel. Okay. So I want to tell y'all, I want to give y'all an example. I'm not going to give it now. I'm going to give it when we come back into the next segment. But what a guy told me about women and chicken and steak and fish. Right? Women, chicken, steak, and fish. As a matter of fact, that's what this segment is going to be called. Women, chicken, steak, and fish.
And they all taste the same?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. Women, chicken, steak, and fish. And that's how men think about us when they think about what they like and what they don't like. So we'll be right back with more of That's Just Lola talking about women, chicken, steak, and fish. Remember to subscribe. We'll be right back talking about the marriage contract, men and women.